NROTC stands for the Naval Reserve Officers Training Corps, right? I'm the NROTC coordinator for the area. So my job is to help students that are interested in the NROTC program to get them from high school into an NROTC unit at a college of their choice, right? So this is, I looked this up this year, fiscal year, yeah. And this is the average college degree at Penn State University, right? That's a pretty common one in this area. So, and as you can see, it is $183,000, $289 and 58 cents, right? So that's pretty expensive, right, for a 4-year degree. So our NROTC scholarship, what is it, right? It is a $200,000 scholarship to a school of your choice, and that is going to cover tuition for your school, right? Now, they have implemented in the last year or so that you can utilize it for either tuition or room and board, but that's more for your colleges that the room and board is more expensive than the college itself, right? So like Hawaii, University of Hawaii, right? So you'll also get a up to $400 a month in a stipend, right? And that's going to help you with like your books, your essentials, your ramen. You know, you're going to be a college student, things like that. There's also a 2-week summer cruise in between each year. And what does that mean? So you're going to actually get to go out and see what the Navy is all about with your ROTC unit. The first year, you'll be able to kind of see every aspect of it. So you'll get to see ship life, you'll get to see an air wing, and then you'll also get to go out and see the Seabees. And then following that, you'll be able to choose what you'd like to do. And then it says here 6 hours of NROTC activities per week during the semester. So what that means is, along with your college, with your regular curriculum, right, there's going to be electives that with the NROTC scholarship, you're going to do one elective a semester that is Navy oriented, right? So you're going to learn about naval heritage. You're going to learn about navigation, leadership. There's lots of things to choose from. So you're going to have a little bit of Navy with your regular college experience, right? And then as well, all of the ROTC units, they will meet 2 to 3 times a week. It depends on the ROTC unit, but to do PT, right? So, all right. Your eligibility requirements. So you have to be 17 years old by September 1st, or the first day of college, right? So how old are you?
I'm turning 16 this year.
Okay. So are you a junior?
No, I'm a freshman.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then I'm planting a seed, right? Okay. So your requirements are you can take the ACT or the SAT. For your SAT, you have to have a minimum of 540 in math and 550 in reading with a combined of 1100. For the ACT, 21 in math, 22 in English for a combined of 44. And this year, they have actually implemented the ASVAB. So as long as you make an 81 or higher on the ASVAB, you can utilize the ASVAB to qualify for the scholarship as well. Okay? Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. So 170 colleges and universities. So here are some of the colleges that are in our local area, right? Carnegie Mellon University is a really big one, and then they have 2 affiliate schools, so Duquesne University and Pitt. I do have a lot of students this year who are going to Duquesne for nursing, and then CMU is a big one as well. However, we have universities throughout the United States. So if you Google the NROTC website, and I'll have it on the at the end of the slideshow. If you go to that website, you can navigate. There's a hyperlink that says colleges and universities, and you can scroll through and see. There's actually a nifty little Google map with little location icons, right? You can zoom in, zoom out. And then underneath there's a list of all of the colleges that have ROTC units in alphabetical order by state, okay? Here's just a few of the colleges, and I know it's I'm not on a big screen, but We have them nationwide, okay? And you can thank my 5-year-old son for helping me with this. He placed all of the pictures. Okay, so our timeline. This is very important. Okay, so are you guys juniors? Okay, but freshmen. That's okay. That's fine. But you're a junior, right? Okay, so now's the time, right? It's crunch time. You guys, listen up. All right. So your junior year is really when you need to start looking into your colleges that you want to apply to, the scholarships that you're trying to get, right? Things like that. You want to stay ahead of the game instead of, treading water at the last minute, right? So right now is the prime time for juniors to go online and fill out their online application. And what is the online application? Well, it's a 30-page application, right? Where you're going to fill out your pertinent information. You're going to talk about your extracurricular activities. There's some essays in there. The great thing about it is you can save and quit as many times as you need to. So we're well aware that students have they have busy lives, right? You guys have extracurricular things going on. You have a family. I'm sure you might have church, what have you. So you're probably busy. Some of you guys have jobs too, right? So you can go in and save and quit as many times as you need to. The only thing that I advise is that when you are ready to go to submit the application in its entirety, that you save it as a PDF and have someone look over it, right? Because when the board members go in and they look at it, they're looking for grammatical errors. They want to make sure that your application is fluid, things like that. So definitely have a mentor look over it, have a parent look over it. You could also send it to me. I can look over it for you. And that application opened up April 1st. So the deadline for that application is going to be January 31st of 2026, right? So you want to make sure that you get it in as soon as you can so that we can work on your package as a whole, because the first step is that online application, and then the second step is getting your package together for the board. So again, we're going to talk, let's just pretend everybody's juniors, right? So your junior year, right, April 1st has come and passed. You're going to have your summer from June to September timeframe, right? That's give or take average school summer. And then this yellow part right here is really our crunch time, okay? So this mark from September to October is really when we want to get those packages in. Why? Because the NROTC selection process consists of a rolling board, okay? So board members go in and they look at they look at packages, right? And if you don't make it on the first board, you'll roll on to the next board, right? And so there are several boards between October and April of next year. So just so you have an idea. So if you got your package in September, you're going to go through all of the boards. But if you wait until, let's say February, then your chances of getting selected, are a little bit lower. So I always tell students, don't sell yourself short, right? Stay proactive, stay ahead of the game, get it behind you. And the more boards that you do get to go to, the more likely you will be selected, right? Okay. Then let's say in a perfect world, you get selected, right? You apply to the schools that you want to go to. You also apply for the scholarship. You get picked up for the school that you want to go to, and you also get picked up for the scholarship, and you want to apply it to the school that you want to go to. You will be contacted by the placement department, and you'll also be contacted by your ROTC unit that you're going to. And the summer between your senior year of high school and your freshman year of college, you will go to your new student indoctrination, right? You'll also, you will be doing a medical screening prior to that new student indoctrination, but that's pretty much the timeline. Do you guys have any questions about that timeline? No? Okay. The application deadline is January 31st of 2026, right? That's you. So my freshmen, just keep that in mind. The dates don't change every year. and I'll be back, of course. Okay, I talked about the two-part process, online application and then your package as a whole, getting that together. Your selection boards begin in October, right, of 2025. And then, and then we talked about applicants that submit packages early are more likely for selection. Okay, here's the meat and potatoes. This is my favorite part. Okay, so this here is our Navy option. This is our main option for NROTC, right? So the Navy option offers 6 designators. So when you're doing your online application, you'll go in and decide, okay, I want to do this, right? So we have pilot, we have naval flight officer, surface warfare officer. That's pretty common. Submarine officer, explosive ordnance disposal, so EOD officer, and then special warfare officer, right? So that's like your SEALs, things like that. Does anybody have any questions about this? I do recommend that when you, there is a portion of the application that it's going to ask you what designator you'd like to be. When you select that, do a little bit of research on it, do a little bit of homework, get an understanding of what that designator entails. That way when you go to do your officer interview, which you will be interviewed by an officer before you submit your package, it shows that you've done the work, right? It shows that you've done your homework. Okay, moving on. Is anybody interested in nursing? No nurses? Okay, I'm gonna go over it just so that others in the school who might be interested can hear it, but we do have a nursing option, so that's going to be 4 years to get a bachelor's in nursing, right, a BSN. And the same SAT, ACT, ASVAB scores apply to that one, right? So it's just like, it would be just like as if you were applying for the Navy option, but you want to go nursing instead. The only caveat to that is you've got to make sure that the school that you want to go to, or the schools that you want to go to, that they have a nursing program, right? So, and then our pre-med option, this is also new. This one is a little bit different. So your SAT scores have got to be 1,300 combined, and then your ACT scores have got to be a 28 combined. So what this is it is a 4-year scholarship that's going to pay for your pre-med, right? So is anybody interested in being a doctor, perhaps? No? That's okay. I'm going to talk about it anyway, sorry. So the way that becoming a doctor works, right? You have your pre-med, and then you study for your MCAT test. That's your medical college admissions test. And then you go to med school, right? And then after med school, you have residency. So the NROTC scholarship pays for that pre-med portion, and then depending on what route the student wants to go down will depend on what pipeline they go down, okay? And if anybody has questions about that, I can break it down a little bit more, and I will be leaving my information for students if they would like to reach out. Okay, now we talked about our application and our package steps, right? So here are some of the things that we're going to be doing. It looks like a lot, and it might be a little bit intimidating, but once we get the ball rolling, it's really not that difficult, okay? You're going to do your online application, and then you're going to, we're going to get teacher evals, so 2 teacher evals, and then a counselor eval. We'll do your AFA, which is your fitness assessment, which is a baseline, right? A lot of students I've noticed over the last year, they're like, DC1, I didn't max out. It's okay. We just need a baseline, right? We just need to know that you're fit enough to be in the Navy. And then we'll have an officer interview. I use me as a liaison for that, right? So I do send students out a little how to schedule an officer interview. But I'm more than willing to help you if you're having any kind of hiccups or anything that's getting in your way. Just reach out, and I'll definitely take care of that for you, okay? Or help you with it. Okay. Then we have some paperwork, statements of understanding. It's just reading documentation and then signing and dating. We'll take care of that. And then I will submit your package to the board. So just don't wait till the last minute. That's all I ask. Things get crazy closer to deadlines. Okay, so what are some of the benefits? So, and I'm going to go off the slide, but then I want to talk to you guys, more intimately about how great this program is. So you have 100% guaranteed employment upon graduation, right? So you're going to go to school for 4 years, a college of your choice, a university. Upon graduation, you become a commissioned officer, right? So let's say everybody here wants the Navy option, right? You'll serve as a naval officer for 5 years, and then after that, you can stay in, you can get out, right? But the great part about that is, let's say that you just stay in for one tour, right, in the Navy. Well, you have your college paid for, right, at a prestigious college or university. You don't have any student loans. You are now a veteran, right? So you have that counted towards you. And then you also have 5 years of on-the-job experience, right? So once you get out, you're already that much ahead of your peers, right, that are in the workforce. So just food for thought. College is expensive. And let me tell you what, if I knew about the NROTC program when I was in school, I would have probably utilized it. Okay. There's an opportunity to lead and manage personnel, right? So officers in the Navy, they have better quality of life, and they are there to lead, right, and manage. So you're not comparing it to enlisted. You're not starting from the very bottom and having to work your way up, so to speak, right? There's unlimited travel opportunities. Ask me where I've been. Ask me where I've traveled. Do you want to know? Okay. I've been to all kinds of places, right? I've been to Spain, I've been to Italy, I've been to Greece, I've been a couple places in the Middle East. I've been all over. Actually, I got to see Jerusalem too. That was one of my favorite port visits. So Israel, and then on the Pacific side, I've been to South Korea. I've been to Australia. That was awesome. So lots of places, right? There's many, many more. I'd have to write them down to think about all the places that I've been. But unlimited travel opportunities, right? So depending on where you end up, there's ample amount of opportunity for you to get to see the world, right? If that's something that you want to do. 30 days of paid vacation earned annually. That's just part of your military service, right? So you'll get, it's called leave in the military, PTO, right? You're going to have medical and dental benefits as well as life insurance, which I know that you guys are young and nobody cares about life insurance, but it's a big thing, right? It's important. Okay, no obligation. This is the part that I like talking about. So, what's your name?
Ben.
Ben. Okay, Ben. Let's say, Ben, that I give you guys my information today and you reach out to me, you go home, talk to mom and dad, and you reach out to me in a couple weeks, right? And you say, okay, DC1, I am ready. Let's do this, right? And we do the whole process. We get your package submitted. You get accepted to the schools that you want to go to, and you also get the scholarship, right? And you're having second thoughts. Well, the great thing is you are not obligated to the scholarship or to continue the process once you get the scholarship. In fact, you're not obligated to finish out the scholarship with the Navy until your sophomore year of college, right? So what that means is, let's say that we'll just use Penn State, right? Because Penn State's my go-to. Let's say you get a scholarship to Penn State, you start going, you're in your ROTC unit, and halfway through your freshman year, you're like, you know what, I don't know if the Navy is for me, right? That's okay. You can actually drop the scholarship, and you owe nothing back to the Navy within that first year of your freshman year, right? And that's just a way for Big Navy, for us to make sure that the Navy is for you, and also to make sure that you're for the Navy, right? So, does everybody understand that part? All right. So I have a lot of students who oftentimes they're very hesitant, or they procrastinate because they're scared that they're locked in, but you're not locked in, okay? All right, these are my references for the slide. Does anybody have any questions for me? No questions? All right, so I am going to, again, my name is DC1 Courtney Caldwell, right? You guys can just call me DC1. You don't have to call me petty officer or anything weird like that. Just DC1 will work. My contact information is here, and I'll make sure that you guys have contact business cards and contact information before I leave today.